All right, here's our fourth problem to draw a resonance structure. This one looks a little bit different from the first few that we've worked, and that's because now I have just nitrogen and oxygen. I'm only dealing with heteroatoms. But that's okay because it does the exact same thing we did before. So I know I'm going to have resonance structures. There's two patterns that I could look at. The first being I have a double bond, and I could just focus on that if I want to. Or I could focus on the idea that I have a negative charge next to an atom that has a pi bond. All right, so if you would like to go ahead and give these a try, feel free to do so, or give this one a try, feel free to do so. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and get started. All right, so just like I did in the first few problems, I'll just do this stepwise where I'm going to start with breaking this pi bond between the nitrogen and the oxygen. And so I know this oxygen already had 2 lone pairs. And whenever I draw the resonance structure, I now have a single bond between these two atoms. I just gave this oxygen a third lone pair, so it should be negative. Nitrogen already had a lone pair, and now it does not have a full octet, so it's going to need a charge, and that's going to be positive. So that's our first resonance structure we can draw. Notice that the oxygen on the far left already has a charge on it. That tells us that because it's negative, we have 3 sets of lone pairs here. And I have lone pairs next to a positive charge. So I can draw a second resonance structure where I create a double bond between these two atoms. And so now I have this where I have a double bond between that first oxygen and nitrogen. So now this oxygen only has 2 lone pairs. Nitrogen still has its lone pair since I didn't use it. And then I still have a single bond between this oxygen and nitrogen where I have the negative charge here. So these are the 2 resonance structures that I can draw from this compound. Again, just like the previous structures, I could have gone from this first structure to this last structure in one step, like so, where I can see that I have a negative charge next to an atom with a pi bond. So I could use this extra lone pair that this oxygen has to create a pi bond, and then also break this pi bond to this oxygen, and that would give me that last structure we just drew, where we now have that negative charge on the far right. And so if I wanted to, I could include the lone pairs, and we would see that these 2 structures are the exact same. And that's the fourth example.